Hey fellow developers! Welcome to the tutorial on how to implement a nice-looking radial menu in your Unity game. If you find this video helpful, like and subscribe for more useful Unity tutorials. For this project, I will be using GUI ProKit Sci-Fi by Layer Lab. The asset has a complete collection of UI elements to create a beautiful game menu. The link for this asset is available in the description of the video. To start off, I have an empty scene. The first thing we will do is add all the UI elements to our menu. Start by creating a UI canvas and add an empty game object to it called Radial Menu. Add the Radial Menu background image inside the Radial Menu object. This background can be any type of circular image, which has been divided equally for menu items. The circle image I am using has 8 slots. At the center, add another circle image for text details of current selection. The next thing we want to add is the select image, which will make the current selection glow. Add this select image inside an empty object which is placed at the center of the menu. This way, we can rotate this empty object based on our selection. Make sure that when the empty game object has rotation 0, the highlight image inside it is selecting the first item, which is going to be the one on the right, above the horizontal line. We will later rotate the select menu from our code, based on mouse position. After this, add all the image assets for the inventory items. For now I am just going to add random weapon images. However, you will need to populate these images from your game logic based on what weapons player has in inventory. And we have a nice-looking radial menu ready to be coded. Before we begin adding code, let's add a few text labels. At the center, let's add some text for current selection details. And on the bottom left, add text for currently equipped weapon. That's it for UI graphics. Add a script to the root canvas. We will call this script Radial Menu Manager. Here, we will first activate the menu using our desired key. Then, we will calculate the angle of the mouse from the center of the menu, and then rotate the select menu. For this, we need reference to the center transform of the menu, the selection object which we will rotate, and the radial menu root which we are going to activate and deactivate. We also need a Boolean variable to check the active state of our menu. This Boolean is going to be false in start, as our menu is going to be inactive at game start. In the update function, check if the desired key is pressed, then toggle the active state of the menu. Next, if our menu is in active state, we need to calculate angle of the mouse from the center of the menu. The method for this is quite simple. Find the difference of the mouse position from the center. Apply arctan2 to the difference, and then multiply it by radians to degree. Since the angles are from 180 to -180, we can add 180 to make the angles from 0 to 360. This makes it easier to handle the angles. And now we have 8 item slots over 360 degrees, which means each item slot takes 45 degrees. Using this information and the current angle of mouse from center, we can calculate which item is currently selected. If angle is between 0 and 45, the first item is selected. If angle is between 45 and 90, the second item is selected, and so on. Let's add code for this. Using a for loop from 0 to 360, which is increment by 45, check if the angle is between current value of the loop and current value plus 45. If it is, rotate the select image transform to current value of the loop along Z-axis. This code should be enough to highlight items based on our mouse position. Let's test the code. Assign all the variable to the script. Make sure that the radial menu is disabled on start. And as we can see, using the desired key we can activate and deactivate our menu, and inside the menu, the selection object is being rotated just as we want it to. Next, let's change the text at the center based on our selection. For this, we need to import the Unity UI library. We need a reference for the text we are going to change, and we need a list of the names of all the items in our menu. Again, I am just going to create a string array for these names. However, you can populate these names using your game logic. Create an integer variable before the loop to check the current weapon number selected. After every iteration of the loop, we will increment this by 1. And now, inside the if condition, we can change the text to current weapon name. Back to Unity, assign all the variables to the script. Enter the names of the weapons. The item numbers are in counterclockwise order, with the first one on the right, above the horizontal line. And now if we play the game, we can see that the weapon name changes when we highlight it. Next, we want to change the weapon when we click on it. For this, inside the if condition, we can check for mouse click, and then implement our weapon change logic. I am simply going to change the name of the equipped weapon. For this, add a reference to the equipped weapon text, and inside the if condition, change its text to the current weapon name. After this, close the radial menu. Go back to Unity, assign the variables to the script, and test the logic so far. Perfect! We can equip our weapon using mouse click. Our menu is now ready. Now, we can add animations to the menu to make it look fancier. First, let's enlarge the highlighted weapon image. For this, just add reference to all the weapon image objects, and in the if condition set the scales of all images to 1, and the selected weapon image scale to slightly higher than 1. Make sure to assign the references to the inventory items in the script. I will also add a zoom-in animation on the background circle image for a pop-in effect when menu is opened up. In the animation, I am going to simply set the initial scale of background to 0, and then scale it up to the default size. After this, the menu item images will be activated. And now, we can see that we have a really nice looking animated radial menu ready for our game. Our menu is ready. However, if you want the selection to only work when mouse pointer is inside the circle, you can create empty objects and place them at boundaries of the circle. After this, just add an if condition to check if mouse distance from center is between the distance of these two objects. If it is not, do not run the selection logic, and disable the selection image object. Back to Unity, assign the boundary objects to the script. And now run the project. And all done! Our radial menu is now perfectly running. That's it for how to make a radial menu in Unity. Make sure to like and subscribe for more useful Unity videos.